So today I got a call from a business broker who's trying to see if my client's business is for sale. And so he contacted us through the company email address. I control the emails for the organization. And so I got permission from the owner to speak on his behalf, see if it's a reasonable offer. So I chatted with the person. He's a business broker. I've sold businesses before, so I'm familiar with the process. I asked him about multiples. He asked me about documentation. I gave him hypothetical numbers, and he said, well, based on that, you could probably get a 2 or 3x multiple. Meaning if the company is making 500,000 gross, then you can look to sell that business for $1.5 million. Roughly, that's how it kind of works. Well, anyway, one thing led to another, and he started asking me about my involvement in the organization. I manage the digital marketing, I do the ad campaigns and all of the back end from a technical side. And so he was really interested and said, hey, when I speak to other potential business owners who may have just acquired a business and the technical pieces aren't so straight, maybe they need some AI voice, maybe they need a CRM, a website revamp, whatever the case is, I'll look to contact you. And I said, sure, for every customer you refer to me, I'll give you a 20% commission as well as a thank you. And so we hung up the phone, and before he left, he said, hey, make sure you send me your information, your website, and then how people can make appointments with you. So I have this website, soniccombinator.com, and I'm going to use this opportunity to update the calendar, set up an email address for Sonic Combinator through Google Workspace, and then show you how these leads come into your CRM and how you can maximize converting these leads into paying customers. So let's jump right in. So here's the soniccombinator.com website, and it's currently geared towards go high level and folks that want to start their own digital marketing agencies. They can come over here, learn all about our business, and then book an appointment with me or just jump into a trial. And then I get a notification, I reach out to you, introduce you to my school community, and then work with you one-on-one to help launch your business. Now in here, all the way at the bottom is our calendar. What we want to do is, instead of having the Sonic Solutions calendar, which is, a placeholder that I used over here, and then the email address for my holding company, I want it to be very specific because Sonic Combinator is starting to become more and more popular. So I want it to have its own calendar, which I'll create and then integrate here. And then for my email address, I use Google Workspace because they have the domains in place and the infrastructure. So when you send emails from a Google infrastructure, it's more likely to land in somebody's inbox, as opposed to the emails that you would set as a subdomain in high level. More than likely, they're going to end up in a spam or junk folder, at least for the first few thousand emails you send. So those are the two things we're going to do. So follow along if you already have your high level subscription. If you don't, go ahead and create one. I have my affiliate link in the description. You can sign up for a free 30-day trial right now. Okay, so jump into your high level. If you create a new account, you'll have a sub account. If you don't, go ahead and create a sub account. And then we want to jump into that sub account, which is going to be where we operate all of the business aspects. And in here, Sonic Combinator, I have a calendar. Now, this is not the correct button that you want to press. There's two calendar buttons. The second one you have to find is in settings. And then you go to calendars because this is under business services. So click on that and you can see that I've already created one here, but just to make this clear, let's go ahead and do it again. So we'll go up to new calendar on the top right. And we want to pick the personal booking calendar because this is a one-on-one session. You set up an appointment. I show up on like a Zoom call essentially, and then we jump. So pick that one and then give it a name. So I'm going to put the company name. And now if you have staff members that you want to assign to this calendar, like if you want to share with your teammates, you can. I'm just one right now, so I'm going to keep that. And then for my slug over here, I want it to be very clean. So I'm just going to say Sonic Combinator, one word. And then it's going to be a 30-minute session. You can certainly change this. And then let's go into advanced settings. And that brings up all of this. We can talk about availability, the forms, notifications, and all sorts of cool customizations. So the first thing is I'd like to have a logo on the calendar. So let's go ahead and put our logo. Upload from your system. And there's logo. If you don't have one, go into Gemini, use Nano Banana. It'll generate a very nice logo for you. Let's see if we can do circle. Circle looks kind of cool. Let's go with that. And then a description. This is a free consultation with Sonic to determine the best approach for your business. Now that keeps it wide and open because we could be talking about high level. We could be talking about business, sales, and consulting, cybersecurity, whatever the case is. The meeting invite title is the person's name. So when they go ahead and put it in their calendar that, hey, I'm John, whenever the system sends out a confirmation email, you can pick their name. I'm just a one team member here. And then you can pick your meeting location. So if you have a Zoom integration or a Google Meet, you can go ahead and plug them over here. For now, I'm going to leave this blank. Later, when I set up my Google Workspace and I have a Google Meets, I'll come back here and then integrate Google Meets by clicking on this. I think the blue color is fine because it matches the logo. And then let's go to availability. That's the next one here. And now this is the available time that you want the calendar to display as when people can book appointments. So hit that drop down. So you can change your availability by hitting edit the schedule. And then you just play around with these based on what you like. So let's just say 9 a.m. for example, until 11 a.m. And then we can just hit copy. And what that will do is copy to all or a particular day. So you don't have to do this for every single line. Hit apply, and now the same available time goes all the way through. And then hit save. Okay, click away. And now we want all of our meetings right here. So you can have this look busy as well. So if you had like a block of available times, let's say 9 to 3, and every available slot is there, it kind of looks like your business is not so busy. And you can artificially create some scarcity by saying, hey, block off, 50% of my calendar to make it look like it's difficult to get a hold of me. Right now, I'm okay with that, so I'm going to leave it empty. And then if you wanted to set up recurring meetings, you certainly can. So if somebody's trying to set up a daily class, for example, or a daily consultation where they do 1 hour with you every single day, you can set up recurring meetings. Meeting interval is 30 minutes, duration 30 minutes. And then scheduling notice, meaning how much lead time do you need to know before they can book an appointment? So I'm just going to say 1 hour, and then maximum bookings. If you had any that you could only handle maybe 2 or 3 appointments, let's say, go with that. And then a pre-buffer time, maybe you need some time to set up before a meeting and set up after the meeting. You can have some buffer time on either side. And then go ahead and hit save, which is this blue button way up here on the top right. It is kind of blocked off even on my screen. Let's go over to notifications. Next one. This is how do you want to get notified once you have an appointment. I'm going to turn on just about everything because I'd rather be notified and then close down some things as opposed to missing a notification. And then in-app is the lead connector app that you'll have. So cancellations, I want to know as well. I do wish there was a way to enable all of them at one point. I don't want text messages at this point, but you can certainly turn that on as well because the in-app notifications will be on my phone. So as long as I'm getting the notification on my phone, I'm good. And then follow-ups would be after the appointment. If you needed to follow up, like getting a review or make sure you send these documents, you could have some notifications there. I don't need one. Okay, Google and Outlook can also send notifications on your behalf. And then assign the contact to the respective calendar team members each time. So if this same customer came back, and then let's say I had a larger staff team at that point, when they book an appointment, it would always come back to me. So they have the same face every single time. You could check that box if you wanted. And then if they want to reschedule the meeting, you can give them a heads up notice. Maybe you need at least an hour before canceling, not 5 minutes before. I'm okay with them rescheduling at any point. That's totally fine. And then this is what the meeting note is going to look like. It'll say phone and then their phone number, email, their email address, and then need to make a change to this event, reschedule, and then it'll have a rescheduling link for them, as well as a canceling link. So that'll show up in an email to them. And this would be the time to edit it if you wanted to say like another message, something like, sorry to see you go, or whatever the case is. Okay, I'm gonna hit save on this as well before I go to the next one. And here's the customization. Now I did upload my logo, but I don't see it. So I have to upload it again. And then you can change your widget itself on what it looks like. So there's a classic version and then a Neo version. The one you saw earlier in the video was Neo, so I'm gonna leave it as that. You can change colors to match your brand. And then you can see how the buttons look. You can have custom code if you wanted to look a certain fancy way, maybe like some CSS code. And then you can preview your widget to see what it would look like on a website. And here we go. So I want that, and this looks good. I got the logo. I do like the circle a little bit more. And then you can see the availability that I had picked was 2 hours every morning, and that's exactly what it picked for every single day. And now if somebody was to select this, right, and then pick a time, they would enter their information. Now this information, when they schedule it, will actually show up in your high level as part of the contacts. Let me show you where. So in high level, go back to the main and then hit contacts. And they would show up right here in your contacts with their name, phone, email, and all that stuff. Okay, so now this calendar is set up. Now I'm going to show you how to attach it to your website. So click on share calendar over here on the right, this arrow. And then if you were to send this link to anybody, they could book an appointment. So you could have this sort of in your signature block in an email. You can send them a one-time link if there's only one chance for them to book an appointment and then it expires. Or you can grab this embed code. And this is the iframe that you would take to your website and then plug it in, and then your calendar will show up. So hit copy, always hit copy, just in case, so you make sure you get everything, and then go over to your website. Now, if your website is within high level, it's super easy. Just go over here to the main page, go to sites, go into websites on the top over here, and let's say this was your website, click on that, and then you'll see all of your pages. So whichever page you want to plug it on, I recommend the home page because your website is primarily there to capture leads. So put it on your home page, even though it looks a little bit tacky, it's worth it. So here's what our old website used to look like anyway. So here we go. So on the top left, hit plus, and then in the search bar, search for calendar. And here's the calendar. Now just drag this over to wherever you want to put your calendar, and then this opens. So it says you do not have any calendars yet. That means you didn't attach it to the website. Click on that one time, and then you'll get this modal that opens up, and then inside you'll have all of the calendars available within that sub account. So this is the one we created, Sonic Combinator. I'm going to go ahead and select it. And then now this calendar is here. That's how easy that was. Now, if you don't like the position, you can grab the arrows and kind of move it around. It could be down here. And when you let it go, it'll become a calendar down here. Easy enough. Let's go ahead and put that back up. Okay, that's if you have the site within high level. It's super easy. But if you don't have a high level site, you can still integrate a calendar as long as you're the admin on a particular website. So let's say you're managing somebody else's website, like in this case, Sonic Combinator's over here. This is not hosted on high level. This is hosted on base 44. So let's go over to base 44, and then I'll show you how to do it over there. It's actually easier. So here we are on base 44. That's where I designed Sonic Combinator all through prompts and vibe coding, super easy. Now you could get into the functions as well under dashboard over here, and you have all of your code, your pages, your layout, and you can do this manually. But the nice part is with base 44, you just have to tell it what to do. Like you're speaking to a really skilled web developer. So I'm going to tell it to do just that. So just like you would be speaking to a highly skilled developer who has full contextual understanding of your website, I just said, replace the calendar we have with this new one. And then I gave it the code that I got from high level. And then you just hit go. And just like that, it says updated the calendar booking widget with your new one. So that took probably about 2 minutes of waiting. Now we can scroll down, and this whole website was designed on base 44. If you want to give it a shot, use my affiliate link. You get a free trial, build out websites that look amazing, show it to people, and then see if you can convert and sell those. So you would build one for, let's say, a plumber or one for an electrician. It'd be really, really impressive. Showcase it and say, hey, I could build this for you. All I have to do is swap out your logo and your contact information and your calendar and integrate it and make it super, super simple for them. Okay, and here we are down to the calendar. Book your free consultation. Sonic Combinator, that's the one we built. It is not quite good though. I'm only seeing the top part of the calendar here. So what I like to do is grab a screenshot, and just like I would be explaining this to an engineer, grab that. The bottom half of the calendar is getting chopped off. Please fix. And then send it. Now it says fixed, exclamation mark. I increased the calendar height from 600 to 800 pixels and enabled scrolling so the full calendar is now visible and accessible. Let's see here. Yep, sure enough it is. Very beautiful. I'm okay with this. And now let's change our email address. So what we're going to do is set up a Google Workspace. So navigate to workspace.google.com. Click on Get Started. And Google will charge you $16 a month to set up this entire workspace. You get your email address for one user, and then you get all of the Google Suite access. So Google Docs, Sheets, Google Meets, all of that stuff. And the beautiful part is it's going to be branded to your domain. So you'll get an email address like sonic@combinator.com. So start with your business name. It's just me. And then next, and then fill out your information, and then choose a way to set up your account. Set up a new custom domain if you don't already have one and you want to create a new one. Because I already have one, I'm going to say existing domain because I already purchased soniccombinator.com through Go High Level. So click on that, continue, and then the domain name, combinator.com, and then next. And then just confirming, yes, that is my domain, and then hit next. And then asking you what is your email address going to be. I'm on sonic@soniccombinator.com, and then keep the password, and then agree and continue. Oh, interesting. This is just got cheaper. Business Starter is $8.40 a month now. And if you pay for the entire year, it's $7 a month is what it comes out to be. So this is nice. I'll keep this. You also get 30 gigs of cloud storage. You get access to Gemini, also a Gemini app. And then if you had a promo code, you can try it. I don't have one. And then let's go ahead and start our 14-day free trial. So if we change our mind, we can always come back and cancel it. Or I wonder if it's charging me for half the month at $8, because I do remember it was $16. So I think that's what they're doing. Clever marketing over here. They're only charging me for the 14 days that I am going to use it if I go past my trial. Fill out your payment information, then hit agree. There you go. And now I've checked out. And now if you have a staff member that somebody you add to your team, you can come back and create new accounts for them. Just keep in mind, for each person, you're paying for a license. And so they're going to charge you per person. So I don't need any more. I'll say skip for now. Okay, now I have to confirm that I actually own this domain. So there's going to be a verification because I'm using this for email address. So let's say get started. If you purchase this through Cloudflare, they have a nice integration where you can do this. We did not, so we're going to do the manual verification. Click on this one, and then click on host, and see if high level is in here. It is not, and then so pick domain uses a different host, and then say continue. So what they're saying is I need to go create a DNS record so that way they can route my emails appropriately. But this one is to validate that yes, in fact, I own the domain. And if I was able to go and create a DNS record and then hit verify, Google can go check if that record is there, confirming that yes, in fact, I'm the admin of that account. So the important piece here is the value. So go ahead and click this copy button. And now we have that. So what we're doing is we're going to create a text record, a TXT record, and then it doesn't really matter what we call it, but the value has to match this. And then we'll just pick a default time to live, meaning how long is that record going to be active once it's verified? It only needs to use this one time, so we can literally put whatever we want in here, as long as it's the lowest value. So let me show you how to do this in high level. So go back to your sub account, and then on the bottom left, you want to click on settings, and then scroll down and say domains and URL redirects. And now here's the domain we purchased, so let's go ahead and manage it. And then our DNS records are right here, second from the top. Click on that. And this is how we're going to prove to Google that we actually own this domain by creating a record. So let's go ahead and add record. And this was a text record. So hit the first drop down, and there it is, TXT, pick that one. And in the content, go ahead and paste what you copied, and there it is. So the default is @ for root domains. That's what we're going to leave. Shift number 2 for the @ sign. And then time to live. It said go with the lowest one. Let's go with 1 minute. And then hit save. Now it's creating the record. And then once DNS propagates through its own DNS infrastructure, we can confirm that we have our record on page 2, hopefully. And there it is. And now let's go back to Google and let it know that we created this record. And then Google is going to try to validate that this record, yes, in fact, does exist through a DNS query. And if it does, we're golden. So here we are back at Google. Let's come back here, down here, hit check mark, come back here, confirm once you have updated the code on your domain, and then confirm. Now it's getting your domain ready. Technology is working. We have you verified, signing Combinator, great. And then now we can activate our Gmail. Set up Gmail to send receive email addresses, and then proceed with activation. Now we have to go and create an MX record, because the first part was just verifying domain actually exists. Second is, how do we want this email to be routed through your domain? So we have to do another manual verification here. Switch to manual verification, go down to my domain uses a different host, and then hit continue. And now we have this record to create. So this is an MX record, meaning mail. We're gonna still keep the default, priority 1, points to smtp.google.com. So any email addresses coming inbound to sonic@soniccombinator.com are going to be sent to Google, and then Google can put it into my inbox. So let's go back to high level, and this time you know how to create a DNS record. Let's create a new one, add record, and this type is going to be an MX record. Click on MX, and the name is going to be @ and then the mail server where we want the emails to go to is the Google server. And then our priority is going to be 1, meaning we don't have any other mail servers to send to. And then leave the time to live to auto, and then hit save. And then let's verify we have our record, go to the page 2, and there's our record actually. MX, Sonic Combinator, going over to Google. Perfect. Let's go tell Google we're done. Hit the checkbox and then confirm, and you're all set. Brilliant. Now you can explore Google Workspace. And then what do you want to do? Well, we want to do all of the cool things and hit continue. Yes, we use Gmail, calendars, drives, docs. We can use all of these things. This is just letting them know to send us more spam. Let's say continue, get set up. And then this is our admin panel. So this is if you had multiple user accounts, you could manage all of them from here. Let's say somebody is new to your company, you can come over here and create them an account by adding a user, right? If they forget their password, you can come here and reset their password for them. You can add them to groups and give them permissions, and you can manage very large organizations through Google. So another service, if you get smart on Google, you could offer is I will manage your identity for your business. So anybody coming in to the business or anybody leaving, you can manage all of that for them. Okay, so let's go see our inbox, make sure everything's working. Top right, we have our 9 dots. Click on that. All of your apps are here. Here's Gmail. And here's our brand new fancy inbox. We can send emails to ourselves. We can send emails to everybody. Let's send one to ourselves, make sure it works. Send. And there it is. Let's open it up. And when you hover over it, it'll show you what your email address is. And it's sonic@soniccombinator.com. That's exactly what we want. And now let's go update our website accordingly. So you remember over here, it said our previous email address. And now for this little thing, you may think, well, do I have to get an engineer on the call or tell Base44 to go do it? No, if you hit this button right here, Visual Edit, you get this little plus sign. And you can actually go and edit anything on your website just by clicking on it and saying Edit Element. And now in here, I want the email address to look like this, and hit go, and it'll think for a second, and then go ahead and update it. And there you go, email address updated. Now it looks very nice. It's on a Combinator, all branding with the website, with the calendar, email address, everything matches, looks really professional. And now I can share this link with that gentleman and see if they can send some folks over here to either set up their agency accounts with high level or if they just need business consulting, or if they just need one-on-one support. I'm happy to help you build your agency as well. Use my affiliate link for high level, and then I invite you to my school community, and then I work with you one-on-one to coach you to building your agency before your trial even expires. You have nothing to lose. You have a 30-day free trial, plus it comes with a boot camp, and then I have a 15-part course that walks you through an entire setup from beginning to end. And then you get all of my tips and tricks. We also have a paid advertisement going on, and as the leads come in, we shotgun them out to all of our affiliate members one by one. So you do have a steady flow of leads hopefully coming in, further increasing your chances of being successful. So join us today. If you want to try your hand at doing this yourself instead of just watching, you can use my high-level affiliate link in the description below. If you use that, you get an extended 30-day high-level trial, hundreds of pre-built AI agents, access to my school community, 40+ business and marketing courses that I've built. You'll have all of my website template that you've seen me create. I'll even hop on a live Zoom call with you twice a week to help guide you and build your business with you. You'll have a direct line to me and also a chance to join my agency and run some of these businesses that I have, as well as take on my client. Hope to see you soon. Thank you.